Alright, today we're going to look at probably the best of the remaining cashew nut builds that I have in the backlog. And for anyone who's been living under a rock, you may not be aware that the original version of cashew nut was insanely broken, and we've been gradually uploading the remaining videos from it. I'm not sure exactly when it was patched, but it's been quite a while now. And so it went from like a community-wide craze where everyone was playing cashew nut teams to basically no one playing it because the new version just doesn't have much going for it. But yeah, we can still enjoy some of these nostalgic old runs. I do have at least one, maybe two other cashew runs saved up, but whether or not they're worthwhile uploading to the main channel, I don't know. They might end up just being members-only videos. They're not as good as this one for sure. So in today's run, we're going to build a very, very nasty team. And I don't think I actually played that many games of this particular build because it is so nasty. I guess technically it should get filtered out. You know, if the team is winning virtually every battle, I think the matchmaking should take care of it, but I'm not 100% sure how it works. But either way, yeah, I probably played, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 games of this at most. The reason cashew nut was so busted is that it would go off before battle, so you could make a whole load of chain reactions happen, and the opponent wouldn't be able to do anything about it realistically. So in this one, what we're going to do is we're going to set this flea up to only have 1 HP, and we can do that using either Stoat, which I don't know if I had it in this pack or not, as we get incredibly lucky here with a double Cyclops. I mean, that is just disgusting. So we're going to get the instant level 3 flea on the next turn. And then we also need to reduce its health. So we can do that with the fried shrimp, that's why I've got it frozen. And then ultimately we'll give the farmer pig, and yes, the farmer pig is staying in the team. We'll give the farmer pig the cashew nut, and it will knock out the flea before battle. So actually here we can use the Cyclops again to get another 2 free chocolates. Cyclops is just one of those units where you can really get some ridiculous sequences going. And then we also get double flounder, which I'm definitely going to take them as well. And now we're just waiting for the start of the show, which is obviously going to be the vampire bat. It will definitely be in the thumbnail for sure. This will allow Vampire Bat to go off in the before battle phase, and it can really make a mess of a lot of teams. So let's start reducing the stats on the flea. And the Cyclops does another level up, but it doesn't actually need to give any more chocolate because we've already got the level 3 farmer pig. But you can see how this is going to work. Actually, yeah, I guess we need to keep the flounder, because the flounder is going to allow us to reset the triggers on the vampire bat. And this is probably one of the easiest ways to reset triggers, but I guess without the before battle tech, since that's been patched out, this really isn't as strong as it used to be. But we'll get the flounder to level 2, because when we buy a vampire bat now, it's going to be level 1, so we really need the level 2. Yeah, keep looking for it. There it is. Now it's not going to work this first turn because the flea still has 7 health. Now you can actually improve this in other ways, like you could, for instance, have, you could put weakness on the flea, so you wouldn't actually have to get it to level to 1 HP. But in practical terms, it wasn't really that difficult to get a level 3 flea, which only had 1 health. And it's going to be an easy win on this one. So definitely buy the cashew nut now. And then we just need to look for the stat reducing foods. So we've got the fried shrimp, but we also have, what's the other one? I've forgotten the name of it. It's either the eat me cake or the drink me liquid. And there we go, we get both of them, I think. So a couple more of those and the flea will be on 1 HP. And then we can see this in action. Here's opposing flea on Mido's team, and the vulture gets annihilated, and it's an easy win. So we don't even have the combo set up here, and we're still winning for free. So one more Eat Me cake, I think, will do it. And actually, it would be nice to have a second vampire bat, so we'll definitely be going for that, I think. Okay, we'll give the flounder the tomato. Got to make sure not to feed it twice, otherwise then we have to try and transform it back into the untransformed flounder. Level 3 hatching chick here. I think we're going to win anyway. Yeah, it's really just an absolute breeze when you're playing some of the best units in the game. Of course, Flea has been patched at this stage, so it doesn't affect 3 units anymore. So this team would definitely be way less effective if we were still able to use Cashew Nut. We get the mushroom, and I think I'm just looking for, yeah, we're going to take the mushroom, but I was looking for the Eat Me cake there, or the fried shrimp to finish the job. And you can see the cashew nut doesn't do enough damage to actually make this work. But it still makes a real mess of this opposing team. So we're actually going to be on 9 wins already. And there we go, we get another vampire bat, but I'm going to freeze it because we need to find the fried shrimp, and there it is. So turn 9, this looks like a very weak team. We have 2 vampire bats on base stats, a 1 HP flea, but you'll see just how much damage this can do in this next round. And as we actually get matched with Dog Girl, first place versus player. And the opposing team just gets absolutely dismantled. I think they copied the vampire bat there, but the toad didn't really get to do much. And it was a very comfortable win. So that one was quite short once we actually got the combo set up. So let's have another look at one of the other runs I had of this. It's basically a carbon copy, although I'm probably going to put Kiwano onto the vampire bat. We get another level 2 flounder, it looks like. Actually freeze the Venus flytrap there, because if the vampire bat survives, we can get another one next turn without having to find it in the shop. And yeah, the Kiwano makes it a lot easier to completely destroy a unit. So we win there. Okay, am I going to go for the level up in the flounder? I guess it doesn't really do anything because we'd get the extra experience, but we only need level 2. So double vampire bat. Yeah, I'm obviously thinking about this for a long time, not sure why. Because this is exactly what we need. And even though the vampire bats have incredibly low stats, it's almost impossible for them to get sniped because they're going to gain a huge amount of health during the before battle phase. Of course, that only comes into play once we have the knockout from the cashew nut. So yeah, that was a mistake. We still win though. But once we get the setup, which we will do in very short order, then the vampire bats are going to gain a ton of health, and opposing crocodile shouldn't be a problem anymore. This is actually quite a fun team where they've got the seal in the backline. The vampire bats do so much damage though. So we win again. But yeah, shout outs to that person. That was a fun build. I'm actually greeting for the level 3 flea. We can also use a pill, of course. Like if we get mushroom, we could pill the flea. But we'd have to find the mushroom first. We don't get it this time. But you can see this is exactly the same lineup. And I don't think it's particularly difficult to assemble this squad. Kind of funny here where they had Pelican swallowing the Quetzalcoatlus. And it was a narrow loss. So yeah, I just need to hard roll here for the stat reduction foods or for the mushroom. Okay, so now 1 Eat Me cake should be good enough. Okay, we get the mushroom and the pill. I actually should have frozen the pill there. I guess I was greedy for having the level 3 flea with mushroom. And we make a real mess of Maris's team here. Like I said, this is still pretty strong even without the before battle shenanigans. So here we go, we get the Eat Me Cake, but I actually rolled past it. That was strange. I could have had it that turn if I'd been paying attention, but now I think we're going to throw. So yeah, we'll rearrange, make sure that we don't win the next battle. I mean, this isn't exactly a guaranteed win setup, so although it is very unfair, we could very much lose even if the team is set up properly. And this is a crazy team from Winja. I'm not 100% sure what was supposed to happen there. I guess that was probably the old version of Cocoa Bean. But a very fun team. We'll get the second Kiwano. Just take the hot dog because it won't accidentally trigger the flounder. And let's see this in action. So we're actually only going to get one turn here, I think. And it's Meris again, but with a completely different team. And the damage in the before battle phase is just ridiculous. Pretty nice old mouse build there, but ultimately we still win. Now you might say this is really only a broken team because of the flea, and flea has been patched, but let's just take a look at another run in which I replaced the flea with Frostwolf. So Frostwolf is significantly worse than flea, that's for sure, or at least significantly worse than the old flea. And in this one we actually pill the Frostwolf, but we don't have the flounder. So what I'm doing on turn 15 here is throwing, and we're just going to take the loss and then hope that we get the flounder next turn. Safe to say we're going to lose this battle. Now, although Frostwolf can only target one unit, we're basically expecting the Vampire Bats to kill the front unit no matter what. I don't know what the exact total damage is that they should do, but we're going to add another Kiwano here. So that means at least 20. But it's level 3 Frostwolf as well, so what does that add? Is that 15 or 12? I forget what cold does. But here we go. The Frostwolf gets fainted. The octopus gets one shot, even though it was a 30-30. And then the tree gets fainted as well. Now, if we hadn't had to wait for the flounder, we would have a much stronger team at this point, and it would have been an easy win. But yeah, just a slight modification and still doing ridiculous amounts of pre-battle damage.